So I do have some interview question examples that I've actually got from the websites which are on your PowerPoint. But an interview question might be, describe a situation where you've provided superior customer service. Right, so what was my situation? I was working in hospitality. What did I have to do? So you start, when I interview, I put on the top of my notes, I put my STAR. So I'm always going back to that formula. You know, tell me a time when you've managed several deadlines at once. What was the outcome? Again, you just have to retrain your brain to think in that format. I'll talk about some of the links we've got on there in a second. So this is really important. They cannot ask you questions about any of these. Now, I'm only speaking from the government. The private sector are not held as accountable as we are with our hiring decisions or our recruitment process. But you cannot be asked about any of these issues. Your marital status has nothing to do with whether you can perform a job. If you have children, nothing to do with it. I say this in my, and I can see that people are a little bit skeptical because I've been to interviews where they've asked me that. They've asked me if I'm married, if I'm single. How do you respond? Well, it's quite simple. I just want to know how this relates to the position I'm applying for. That's all you have to say. They might, they might probe and prompt, but what it comes back to is whatever you feel comfortable. So if you don't feel comfortable saying that, you can answer, but just be aware that you don't legally have to. I mean, I think about when I was 18 interviewing, I would have told them all of this stuff because I wanted the job, and I just would have said anything. I would have said, why? Do you want me to be married? Because I can make that happen. That's not what they should be asking. I really have to stress that. It's got nothing to do with it. And I think it's really inappropriate because I have sat on interview panels where they do ask that. And as an HR professional, I have to bring out the, wait a minute, that doesn't actually matter. So moving on. I mean, that was many, many years ago, working, unfortunately, within the private sector. But within the public sector, it's just not going to happen. And if it does, you're well within your rights to say, I don't feel comfortable answering that.